What's up, everybody? Today we would like to do an episode I'm really excited about for one particular reason. It's an awesome movie, but also this is my mom's favorite movie.
Seriously, like she has, I wouldn't call it an altar. It's not a religious thing, but she has like a section in her house. Is it still there?
Yeah.
Dude, she has a section in her house with layers of Wizard of Oz toys. I always like looking at it when I.
It's funny because it was originally a China cabinet, and she like took the China out and put Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
stuff
like all the McDonald's toys over the years, little like stuffed figurines.
Oh, dude, I remember when they did that. For some reason, at some point, McDonald's did this thing where the Happy Meal toys were like porcelain Wizard of Oz dolls.
Doesn't she have every one?
She has every one.
Yeah.
The reason I remember it is because she went back every day until she had all of them.
I totally would.
Yeah, I know.
If I was her.
Yeah. So shout out, Mom. Love you. You're the best.
Shout out, Mom.
Yeah.
His mom.
Her favorite episode, or her favorite, this is her favorite episode.
It will be.
Yeah. I told her that we were going to do this, and she was like, oh my God, no way. You have to send it to me when you do it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So this is about Wizard of Oz. So it was actually your idea, I think. Yeah. Was it? Mm-hmm. Because, and to be perfectly clear, I never fully, I don't know why, I never put any of the pieces together that this is like a deeply esoteric film.
Yeah.
I thought, or story, because today we're not just going to talk about the film, we're also going to talk about the book.
Ooh, there's a book?
Oh, the movie is based off of a book. The book came out in 1890.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't. I did know, actually, because my mom has a copy of it.
Nice.
But yeah, it is. We're going to talk about the book and the movie today. But, I always like picked up on some of the esoteric, like a couple little things, but I never thought, oh, there's enough here to, talk about it extensively.
Yeah.
But I think you ended up suggesting it. So what exactly about it? I'm just curious. Before we get deep into it, I'm curious to know, like, what are the things that stood out to you in Wizard of Oz that was like, this is esoteric?
Okay, so
or occult or whatever.
A few months ago, my wife Jenny and I watched it for her first time. She has this thing.
That's right.
She has this thing where, like, growing up, she thought movies were scarier than they really were. Like, she's never seen Terminator. She was terrified of it as a little girl.
I remember being afraid of it when I was a kid, but I watched it. Yeah.
And she never watched Wizard of Oz because when she was young, she saw the scene where Toto got taken away by like the flying monkeys. So I made her watch it a few months ago. So it was fresh on my mind. And the thing in particular that stood out to me was in the beginning when she's, in Kansas.
Yeah.
She's like upset. She's kind of like running away, I think. I can't quite remember. And she stumbles across the magician dude who in her dream, he's the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
So already right there, he's a magician.
He's like a traveler. He's like a snake oil salesman.
Yeah.
He has like a car and he travels around and yeah.
But doesn't he wear like a turban on his head or something when he gives?
He does.
Yeah. He also has he has a crystal ball.
That's right.
And what really got me when I was like, oh my God, this is deeper than I remember. He talks about, in that point when he's like gazing into the crystal ball with her, he talks about how in the ancient days of Egypt, the priests of Osiris would, I think he said they would gaze into the crystal balls or something. And I was like, dude, I don't remember that.
It's very on the nose.
I think he said the Osirian priests.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then naturally in her dream, he's the wizard and, lots of we're going to go into more of it, but the thing that stands out to me the most is how they go to the Emerald City, like the Emerald Tablets, also green. And what's cool about the wizard is, he literally, metaphorically, you have the veil, like the veil of Maya, the part of reality that like keeps the spiritual, mysterious things like separate from
the material.
But he's literally behind a veil using complicated machinery to project an illusion into our world to like control the masses. Kind of. And
I find it very interesting that he is worshipped by the people of Emerald City. He is like a god. He's like God.
And he has complex technology and he's performing magic with it.
I believe that is an allegory. I mean, we're going to get into this. I might be getting a little ahead of myself, but I believe that is an allegory for like kind of one of the themes in esotericism and occult, esoteric religions is like the hidden God and then like the false God or like the kind of, I think that is what that's about. I think that is symbolism for that. So, I was like, yeah, sure. There's a couple things that I could maybe see being esoteric about the movie, but I don't think of it as like, when I think of an esoteric movie, I think The Matrix, Alice in Wonderland,
Right.
those ones that are just like so blatantly in your face.
Yeah.
But when you know about the author of The Wizard of Oz, it becomes immediately very clear.
Well, tell me, dude.
Yeah, have you ever heard of
Dying here.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, have you ever heard of the term theosophy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Theosophy.
Yeah.
Theosophy is Helena Blavatsky.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So,
Was he a theosophist?
Huh?
Was he a theosophist?
He's like the theosophist.
Wow.
He is like he's like a direct disciple of Blavatsky. Like,
wow.
He is.
That's who created the law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Helena Blavatsky.
He devoted his life to theosophy.
Wow.
So
that's mind-blowing.
So now,
wow.
So for the people who don't know, tell them what theosophy is.
Okay. So we've talked about Helena Blavatsky a few times on this show, but I just like drive right by.
Mm-hmm.
And like for reference, when I say these names, I'm kind of hoping that people will Google them.
Yeah.
Just like I did, just like you did.
If you Google it, it's better to do H.P. Blavatsky.
Yeah. So she was a 1800s Russian occultist who had a lot of really good stuff to say about like the spiritual reality, the chakras, and like what it really means. She did a translation of the Emerald Tablets of Thoth,
Mm-hmm.
and she came up with the law of attraction. It's popular because of her.
Mm-hmm.
She coined the term and everything. And
there's a lot of research that I did around her because once I found out about the theosophy thing, she founded theosophy.
Yeah, she founded theosophy.
So
she wrote like 800-page books about it, like these massive novels, which I have not read. And she, like I just said, she has a lot of really good stuff to say, but I'm pretty sure she also has a lot to say about Lucifer.
Yeah, there's definitely some of that too.
So navigating those waters is like, well,
this is another one of those.
This is one of those subjects where I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm and like one thing that's pointed out by her that kind of does make you scratch your head is in the Bible, Lucifer and Jesus are also mentioned as the bright and morning star and the son of the morning.
Yep.
So when you particularly get into, I think it's Kabbalah, I can't remember which one, they have the concept that like the path of Lucifer is the other half of like the path of Christ,
right,
or something.
Yes.
And they're like archetypally linked. I don't know. It's just a very sticky subject that I'm not fully.
Yeah. But at its core, though, theosophy is very much related to what we talk about on this show.
Oh, very much.
Theosophy
very much.
At its core is just the thought process of relating traditional religion to occult mysteries.
That's exactly what we do.
Exactly. That is what theosophy is known as. And it puts a focus more on the internal journey than like some external, higher power. It is very much like we are the higher power.
Yeah.
And the power is within. The power within.
Yeah.
Remember that from SpongeBob? The power within.
No, I don't remember that one.
Oh, dude.
But it's the alchemical great work. Like that's exactly what we're trying to teach people.
Yeah.
Like you have the divine within you.
So before we really jump in, I do want to read a couple of quick quotes from Frank Baum because these are important.
That's the author?
Yes. He wrote this in 1890.
Right.
He wrote
which
Wizard
is
of Oz.
when she was around.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He knew her. He followed her.
Right.
Like he followed her works.
Wow.
Directly. He is devoutly a theosopher. So yeah, this is very important to lay this foundation because when it'll contextualize everything. So he is quoted as saying, "There is a strong tendency in modern novelists towards introducing some vein of mysticism or occultism into their writings. Books of this character are eagerly bought and read by the people both in Europe and America. It shows the innate longing in our natures to unravel the mysterious, to seek some explanation, however fictitious, of the unexplainable in nature and in our daily existence. For as we advance in education, our desire for knowledge increases, and we are less satisfied to remain in ignorance of that mysterious fountainhead from which emanates all that is sublime and grand and incomprehensible in nature."
Damn.
That's a quote.
He's literally telling you right there, like you put the occult in fictitious works, and people have a longing, a resonance with it, and that's why I'm saying Disney, rose to the top because they used this occult imagery that resonates with people on a subtle psychological level. That's a thing she talks about that she made pretty popular was the subtle body, the etheric body, the subtle body. She came up with that.
I haven't looked into that. I'll have to check that out.
You just give them a look.
Yeah, I did.
They got it.
Yeah. Here's another one. The appetite of our age for occultism demands to be satisfied, and while with the mediocrity of people will result in more sensationalism, it will lead in many to higher and nobler and bolder thought. And who can tell what mysteries these braver and abler intellects may unravel in future ages? Last one. Last quote. This is a quote that when somebody asked him where he came up with the idea for The Wizard of Oz, he said, "It was pure inspiration. It came to me right out of the blue."
Wow.
I think that sometimes the great author has a message to get across, and he has to use the instrument at hand. I happen to be that medium, and I believe the magic key was given to me to open the doors to sympathy and understanding, joy, peace, and happiness.
Damn.
Dude.
That's deep.
That is the deepest deep. So
that's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, we talk about like, George Lucas was probably inspired by occultism.
Yeah.
J.R. Tolkien was probably Walt Disney. This guy,
he's openly saying
he was about it. Like he devoted his life.
He was initiated. Yeah.
Yeah. He devoted his life to theosophy. And just as one more precursor, he openly stated that like the Wizard of Oz, every detail of it, every single detail means something occult and esoteric. Every detail.
Wow.
Everything. All right. So we're gonna I think it'd be cool if like I'm gonna talk about some of the things and maybe you can try to pick up on what's important and then we'll kind of go from there.
I wanted to say something before I forget.
Yeah.
Oz. The name Oz. Do you know anything about that?
Tell me.
Okay. So Aleister Crowley, again, when you get into these occult subjects, he always fights his way into it. And one of the things he did was he used a Ouija board or something, and he communicated with a demonic entity named Zozo.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's speculated that Oz is, Z-O backwards and the Led Zeppelin album, Zoso. Yep. There's occult symbols on it. Jimmy Page was a big fan of Aleister Crowley. He bought his manor. So it is speculated that Oz is a reference to Zozo. Yeah. That Aleister Crowley did.
I could totally see it, especially knowing how it, every detail, it's got to be.
You know what, though? I don't know, because Aleister Crowley wasn't even alive yet when he wrote that book. So how could that be possible?
Oh, that's right. He was in the early 1900s.
People say that on the internet all the time. I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't know he wrote the book in 1890.
You know why?
Debunked.
I bet, honestly, most people don't know that it was a book. I didn't know it was a book before doing research. You didn't know it was a book?
No, I had no clue.
So I bet most people didn't know. And so they're like, oh, yeah, Wizard of Oz came out in the 1940s. It was 40s, right? I think 40s? 30s. Yeah, and Aleister Crowley was prominent in the 10s, I think.
He was around, I think, in the 30s. Yeah, because he was in serving British intelligence during World War II.
That's debunked right
Weird.
there. This book was written in 1890.
I wonder if it's a reference to like Ozymandias, the Egyptian priest or something. Ozymandias.
I could totally see that.
I mean, he talks about Osiris in the
Okay, so let's talk about the first thing. This is a quick one. The Yellow Brick Road. For those that don't know, everybody's seen The Wizard of Oz, but
except my wife until recently.
Yeah, Glinda the Good Witch tells Dorothy to follow the Yellow Brick Road, and so anything jump out to you there?
I guess if we're thinking in occult terms, is it like her conscience? Is it? I don't know.
In a way,
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you talk Amun Ra. So what is Ra?
Light.
The gold.
Golden.
Oh, true,
the gold. So you're walking the golden path. So are you walking the God path to enlightenment?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is
it. Does lead her to the wizard.
That is it. It is
the Emerald City.
It is the Buddhist golden path.
Oh.
In Buddhism, the path to enlightenment is known as the middle path, aka the golden path of Buddha.
Interesting.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Dude, how about this? Remember the scene where she first goes to Oz, and she like floats down on the bubble, or Glinda floats down on the bubble. Or
an orb, by the way. A
Come
spiritual being comes out of an orb.
Come on.
Come on, dude. Get with it.
Get with it. Think about.
Keep up now. You hear?
You remember what the Yellow Brick Road looks like?
Isn't it a spiral? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a spiral.
It's literally a spiral. There are spirals all
The
throughout.
witch's feet spiral curl.
How did Dorothy get to Oz?
Her house fell down. A tornado. Oh yeah,
A tornado.
Oh, yeah, spiral.
It quite and Frank Baum is quoted as saying that is what that represents. It represents her consciousness spiraling upwards
Whoa.
to a land to over the rainbow.
And that's what we were talking about on episode 19. How the 5-pointed star, when pointing up, represents your consciousness eternally spiraling up back towards the source of reality itself. Yeah.
Frank Baum
Wow.
straight up said.
See, that just shows there's something to that.
Oh yeah,
it's coming up in all this pop culture.
Yeah, he said the reason that he chose Kansas is because it's like tornado country, basically.
Right.
And he wanted the tornado to be the thing that carried.
Damn, dude.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
cool.
It's wild.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because like if I heard that, like if I heard somebody say like, dude, it represents a spiral, I'd be like, yeah, okay, probably.
You know what I just learned,
but he
dude?
says it. What?
You do realize.
Uh-oh. He about to drop it on us. What? Tell me.
Ariana Grande's about to be in Wicked.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are they making it a movie?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Oh, dude.
I'm about to be like,
Is she gonna play? Is she gonna play Glinda?
baby, let's go watch Wicked.
Who's she playing?
One of the witches. I don't know.
Okay, yeah.
Let's go. I want to go
hey.
watch Wicked, Jenny.
Speaking of the witches, which we'll mention, I'll get to this later, but this is so there are 4 witches, right, that they talk about.
The cardinal directions: the north, south, east, and west. That's like
East and west are the evil ones, and they're the material world.
Ah.
And north and south are the good ones, and they represent the verticality of the spiritual path.
Interesting.
Dude.
Also,
Dude.
and particularly, I saw one of this. Oh God, this is gonna sound crazy. So this friend of mine who is a Freemason and a Rosicrucian, he sent. Well, I don't know if I should say this. He made me privy to some documentation from the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. I'll just say that.
Mm-hmm.
And like one of the rites, like the main rituals of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn, is called the Lesser Banishing of the Pentagram or something like that.
Okay.
Or the Lesser Banishing of the Pinnacle, I think. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but you could just Google the lesser banishing, and it'll pop up. And what you do is you like invoke a prayer to like the 4 cardinal directions, and each cardinal direction is associated with an archangel, and it's supposed to like protect you from spiritual attacks.
Yo, come on.
But then
the witches.
yes, but wait.
Come on.
Then you get into Satanism.
Oh.
And I'm not talking like Temple of Satan, the whole
right.
political bullshit. I'm talking about like real deep down and dirty, like dark occult stuff. Like the real people who are like worshiping Set and doing dark shit.
Like the real evil shit.
The real evil shit. Yeah, they believe that there's Belial, Leviathan, not Leviathan. Belial, Leviathan, I can't remember all the names. The 4 princes of hell or whatever. They also each have a cardinal direction.
Really? North,
Yes.
south, east, west?
Yes. Yeah.
That seems like that's a recurring significant thing then.
You haven't seen Hereditary, but
No, I haven't.
spoiler to one of the greatest horror films of all time. And the end of Hereditary, when they're like summoning and worshiping Payman, they start like calling him from the west. Yeah.
What do you mean? Like they say,
Yeah.
come from the west or something?
Something like that. Yeah. Like
Whoa.
from a cardinal direction. Like he's associated with a cardinal direction.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I had no idea about any of that.
Yeah.
That makes the significance of the witches
Even greater.
Even that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking, Frank said the whole thing about the east and west represents the material world and the north and south.
That's really cool. Plus,
Yeah.
it's a cross. The cross
There
of
you go.
spirit and matter. That's what the cross really means.
Yeah.
You're in the crossing place
But that's
between
wild.
spirit and
that
matter.
There. I didn't know that about the other cardinal direction. That's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the tornado spirals her consciousness over the rainbow,
Oh.
which that's
the 7 chakras.
Exactly. That's another thing. The rainbow represents the 7 chakras.
Well, you just spoiled it, dude. I was gonna say that episode 33.
Oh my god.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It'll be a week from now. They'll forget.
Yeah. It's all good. Yeah. So I mean, she literally, the song "Over the Rainbow." I'm realizing now
It's one of my favorite of all time.
It's very similar to the whole "When You Wish Upon a Star" thing. It's like the same thing almost.
Yeah.
Basically, the concept is like Dorothy, the protagonist of the story, she longs for something greater and something beyond her reality. She longs for true knowledge. She longs to be. It literally says, "There's a land I've heard of once in a lullaby, like a dream. Like it's literally a dream world. The dreams that you dare to dream really do come true."
Yeah, and she goes there in her dreams.
She goes there in her dream. She manifests that. So what that is said to represent is because of her yearning for higher knowledge and higher consciousness. That was like her passing the test. And she was quite literally propelled upwards above the rainbow, over the rainbow.
Wow.
By a spiral that raised her consciousness.
Could you imagine explaining this to somebody in the 1930s?
In 1890? Yeah. Or when the movie came out? Yeah.
They would be like,
they're like, what?
Witchcraft!
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why it's so clever, because it's hidden. And that's why the Disney movies and stuff are so clever.
Right.
Because you're not coming out and saying, you're spiraling your consciousness. It's symbolism.
Yeah,
it's
symbolism. Yeah,
yeah. That's the
symbolism is the master language, and that's why the Egyptians' language was symbols.
Yeah. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So the slippers. So just FYI, in the movie they were the ruby slippers.
Ruby red. Yeah.
But in the book they are silver. Which is a very significant...
Mercury, quicksilver, alchemy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the transmutation process.
It has a dual meaning. There is that. But, so before undertaking the journey, Dorothy is given the silver shoes, which represent the silver cord of mystery schools. Dorothy was wearing ruby slippers in the movie, but in occult schools, the silver cord is considered to be the link between our material and spiritual selves.
I've never heard of that.
And it's also known to be a representation of alchemy, of Mercury. The transmutation.
Quicksilver,
yeah. Exactly.
That's what Mercury is called, quicksilver.
Yeah, so in Theosophy, the physical body and the astral body are connected through a silver cord. Actually, where that comes from, it's based on the Bible. There's a mythical link inspired by the passages in the Bible that speaks of a return from a spiritual quest and a silver cord being given.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Frank Baum wrote himself, the silver cord of astral travel would inspire the silver shoes that bestow special powers upon the one who wears them.
Pause.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I said, Aleister Crowley said, you are a star? And I was like, well, he didn't come up with that. Mm-hmm. Do you know what astral literally means?
Star?
Star.
Really?
Yeah, your star body. Your light body.
Astral body.
Your astral body, your light body.
What is it, Latin or something?
I have no freaking clue. But Helena Blavatsky coined that term, your astral body.
Yeah. That's I had never heard about Helena Blavatsky before, and she's like such a badass. Yeah, she has some other stuff that's pretty wacky, but So one of my favorite quotes of hers, and I want to say the quote, and I'll see if you can get the correlation to Wizard of Oz. All right, here's the quote. This is from one of her books, actually. She published a ton.
What's it called? The Secret Doctrine, or am I confusing that?
That's one of her books. But
yeah, that's her big one, I think.
Okay.
Popular.
She wrote many. So
that's where she came up with the law of attraction, I think, was in the Secret Doctrine.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Which the law of attraction, we talked about that last week, which is, it's the whole thing where when your consciousness burns brighter, you attract...
Yeah.
What is it? Rephrase
That's right. It's you just tripped me up because you said last week. I'm like, did we?
Yes.
You mean like 20 minutes ago, but we recorded last week's episode. Dude, they know.
No, we have to maintain.
Oh, we have to maintain continuity.
There's a veil.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. There's a veil.
We have to.
There's a veil. Anyway, So the law of attraction is the idea that your consciousness is like. It's similar to like a star. Mm-hmm. You know, you have a light body, an energy body that you can't perceive with the five senses. And using your consciousness, using your beliefs, your emotions, your words, your thoughts, your actions, if you put out positive, you're going to magnetically attract positive energy in return.
Right.
Kind of like karma, but like if you put out negative, you're going to receive negative. You put out positive, you're going to receive positive.
Yeah.
It's attraction.
It is kind of like karma, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it is, basically.
Yeah.
It's just like the celestial bodies. They're attracted to one another magnetically by their size and their gravitational pull. All the celestial bodies, according to the heliocentric model, is, they're swirling around the sun in a spiral pattern.
Yeah.
But, they're swirling around the sun. They're attracted to the sun. You're like the sun. You're like a star, right? Mm-hmm. That's why the most important freaking occult symbol is a star. That's you look up and you see.
Yeah, it's all
stars.
It's all astral bodies. It's all the moon, the sun, the stars, the planets. Like most occult symbolism.
But we're just a microcosm of that. Just like you have like in nature, you have like a blade of grass, a tree. They're like very similar things, but they're just really different sizes. Mm-hmm. All life is like that on an infinite scale. You have really small things, and they're just as equally as important and valuable and like made up of the same stuff as the big thing. That's a very simple way to put it.
Yeah, a blade of grass is a planet. It's like the same. They're
it's
both
got
alive.
Little small freaking things on it that you can't see.
Yeah. That
are like as small as me and you to the sun.
Exactly.
And that's how reality is. It's an infinite repeating fractal pattern. And that knowledge is encoded in the 5-pointed star. We talked about that in episode 19, that super esoteric anime. It talks about that in Donald Duck Goes to Mathemagic Land, and you are a star.
It's interesting how all like mystical and mythical symbolism is all, it's not just
stars.
Occult stuff. It's also like, anything you ever see with magic, wizards or whatever, it's
stars.
It's all stars and the sun and
which is
the
a star.
moon. Yeah. And the planets, the astral bodies. And, that's why I hear all the time, people shit talking astrology and astronomy. Like it's just like, whatever, like the study of your relation to the planets from the time you're born,
Right.
And it's like, dude, how could it not be significant? We believe in vibrational frequencies as a scientific fundamental thing.
Yeah.
But you don't think that there's a chance that the position of the planets and their vibrations had some impact at the moment that you were born? Like,
right. Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, I'm sold.
Yeah, I think
I'm sold.
Yeah, I think all the astral bodies and the stars and the planets, and I think it's all very mystically significant and
absolutely.
Yeah. So okay, here's the quote from Helena Blavatsky. The quote is, "There is no danger that dauntless courage cannot conquer. There is no trial that a spotless purity cannot pass through. There is no difficulty a strong intellect cannot surmount."
I believe that.
You know what that relates to?
Wait.
What? What?
Wait a minute.
Okay, you're putting the pieces together.
It's the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow.
It is.
Yeah, the intellect, the heart, and the courage.
It actually is that.
Yeah.
They actually represent those three things.
Wow.
Yeah. The cowardly lion. Yeah. The cowardly lion represents dauntless courage. That's
right.
And dude, they are all sent kind of on their own hero's journey. They all go through trials and tribulations and prove themselves through sheer will and through helping their neighbor, who is Dorothy, through helping they achieve the thing. They transmutate their souls.
Yeah.
They quite literally get the one thing that they want by helping someone else.
Yeah,
by helping Dorothy.
True.
Yeah, the lion, he gets his courage in the end. Scarecrow gets his brain. The Tin Man gets his heart. Those are all directly related to one another, which is like so mind blowing.
Yeah, that's crazy. I never thought about that.
Also, this is more speculation. I went through. Typically, what I do for like research episodes and stuff is like I'll Google different like occult terms in relation to the movie, and then I'll also go check out like forums, and I'm all over like Reddit, like checking through forums and stuff, because I don't just want to get like written information. I want to get people's opinions too,
right?
Because that's where a lot of the really deep shit comes from, is just people's opinions.
Yeah,
people who've been thinking about it. This one's pretty cool. A lot of people suggest that Toto, the dog, is Dorothy's intuition. So apparently, like every scene that Toto is in, is significant to the plot. Like Toto was never wrong about anything. So like the scarecrow, when he sees the scarecrow, he barks at the scarecrow, and Dorothy's like, "It's just a scarecrow," but it was alive.
It also tries to like chase the witch away.
He did chase the witch away.
Yeah. In the real world, when she's a human.
Exactly. Yeah. Toto barks at Oz when he's behind the curtain.
Yeah.
He pulls the curtain.
Right.
Toto pulls the curtain.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. He's a black dog. Just Star Sirius.
He literally pulls the...
Were you going to say that?
He pulls back the veil. No, I wasn't.
He's the dog star.
Dude.
Sirius.
And she follows him everywhere. Follow the dude.
The star,
Yeah.
The star that guided the Magi.
Yeah. So at the Gale farm and again in the castle, the witch tries to put him into the basket. She's like trying to conceal Dorothy's intuition. She's trying to stop Dorothy from using her intuition.
Dude, gotta mention, your parents had a dog named Toto. For how many years?
Yeah.
He died of old age, right?
He was like, 15,
like really old,
16. Yeah. Maybe even older than that. He might have been like 18. He was a tiny little dog too.
Yeah. It was adorable.
It was Toto. Yeah. My mom, I'm telling you, tried and
Toto
true.
and Gizmo.
Toto and Gizmo.
I grew up with those dogs, man.
Yeah. Little Toto.
Yeah.
So this is really significant too. In the last scene, Toto chases after a cat. And when Dorothy, remember at the end of the movie, Dorothy is like in a balloon and she's about to fly away back to Kansas.
Right.
She's in the balloon with the wizard and he's about to like take her back to Kansas. So there are some that believe that symbolizes like traditional religion and the wizard is trying to take her to like the traditional concept of heaven, like the
like
Christian
up in the sky,
the Christian version of heaven.
That's funny.
But at the last second before it's about to take off, Toto goes running after a cat. He jumps out of Dorothy's arms and goes running after a cat.
She has to get out.
She gets out and doesn't go on the balloon with him, but ends up clicking her heels together and being taken back to Kansas.
Right.
Glinda the Good Witch, tells her like, so she goes home. She goes to like the true divine.
Right.
It's like, that's like the false, whatever representation of Christianity. And if she never got out of the balloon and chased after Toto, she never would have like realized her magic of like using
the power was inside of her the whole time. She could have just clicked her heels when she first got there.
Yeah. And
but she had to help people first.
Exactly. That seems to be like one of the themes that is woven most often through this story. Is it's about like helping your neighbor. And through doing that, we empower ourselves. You empower yourself by helping other people.
Right. It's the right-hand path versus the left-hand path.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like they call it high magic and low magic.
Yeah.
Or white magic and black magic. Service to others, service to self.
Yeah. And
that's it. That's the two paths.
Yeah. And in the story, everybody there, like every character involved, like reaches their true inner potential by helping each other.
Yeah.
Dorothy does. The lion. I almost said the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Which I need to rewatch those movies, by the way, because I know that those are allegorical.
They're directly Christian allegories.
Yeah, they're devout. Like,
dude, we could totally do an episode on that. That'd be good.
I haven't watched that in forever.
Do you remember I took a class in college called Lewis and Tolkien?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was literally, dude, the entire class. We would read like. You know who they are, right? Okay. We would read. You've seen The Wizard of Oz, right? Okay. Thank
you have.
Thank God. I wish we had a soundboard.
Yeah,
a horn, like confetti come out.
I've seen The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe too.
Wow, dude!
I'm so proud of you.
I'm on a roll tonight.
Yeah,
so proud of you.
You're stepping it up, dude.
Yeah. We just got to get you on Lord of the Rings to complete. Don't
dude,
roll your eyes at me. Don't you roll your eyes at me, Alex. It's the best.
Yo, Lord of the Rings is awesome. And anyway, so. Do you remember in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, Mr. Tumnus? He lures them away with a
he's
flute.
Literally
he's a goat.
He's a satyr.
Yeah.
He's literally
Which is a Greek, half goat being. Pan he's like the king of the satyrs.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah. Just saying.
Yeah, it's pretty blatant. Yeah. But so Toto is said to represent her intuition, and even Frank is even quoted as saying, "This is a call for us to listen to our intuition, our gut feelings."
Or as Jiminy Cricket said in a different way,
"Let your conscience be your guide."
Let your conscience be your guide. But he's also talking about a star. Toto's the intuition, black dog, Star Sirius.
Dude,
Those Masons are onto something, dude.
they are very much onto something. They're
Yeah.
onto a few things, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is my favorite thing to talk about, what you just pointed out, which is the overlap. It's like,
Yeah.
because
It's too much to deny.
it's too much. It's way too much to deny.
Yeah.
And dude, this is why fantasy, or even I would just say fiction, is my favorite genre.
Yeah.
Actually, directly what that quote was about was like, these esoteric truths. I mean, dude, I would struggle to find. I mean, obviously there are pretty realistic fictions, but
Right.
in terms of like sci-fi and fantasy, and I would say like the majority of fiction,
Yeah.
I would struggle to find fiction that is not influenced
By the
in
occult.
some way
Yeah.
by the occult.
Now when you say that, I'm thinking like Star Wars, Lord of the
Right.
Rings, Game of Thrones,
Yeah.
even stuff like the Avengers movies, DC
Mhm.
comic, like the big pop culture shit that everyone our age grew up with.
Yeah,
All of it is in some way saturated with the mysticism and the occult.
saturated.
And that's why I think partially it does so well. That's not the only reason.
No, but I think so too. I mean, you could look at it in a much more simple way and say, Disney movies, kids connect with them, or people connect with them so much because they're about like, friendship and the power within yourself and the magic of believing in your dreams and stuff like that. But like those are occult things.
Yeah.
Like
Absolutely.
friendship is literally like relationships are the greatest wealth. That's what Buddhists teach, is like we help
Masons
each other.
do too.
Yeah.
Brotherly love.
It's like we're all one thing. So when you love your neighbor, you are loving yourself.
Jesus, that was literally his thing, was love God. And I say quotes because, the esoteric understanding of that is like we are all a piece of God. Yeah.
Collectively
Love
make
God.
up God.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why you have to love God, but love your neighbor who, it doesn't literally say this in the Bible, but love your neighbor who also is God.
Right.
You have to love everybody.
Yeah.
We're all a part of God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was like this TikTok that I just shared on Twitter a couple days ago, and it was a Zen Buddhist basically saying exactly that. Like,
Yeah.
if you want better for yourself in your own life, help others. If you want others to be doing better, help yourself. If you want to be better for others, you have to help yourself. And if you want to be better yourself, you have to help others.
Yeah.
It's truly like deeply,
It's a paradox.
it's in everything. That's like in all fiction, like fiction, fantasy, sci-fi. Like, dude, think about every like anime you've ever watched.
Yeah.
It's all about friendship, especially like the shonens and shit. It's
Yeah.
all about like
Yeah.
friendship is power and whatever. Kingdom Hearts. Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, dude.
Hello. Show the camera.
Yeah, I've
He's
shown
got
it.
you have?
Yeah, we've done this. We've
Sexy
done this
little
a couple times.
keyblade
Yeah.
tattoo.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of key symbolism in occult stuff and in
Yeah.
Templar stuff, and
Mhm.
like it's all about like the kingdom key, the keys to
The
heaven,
keys of Solomon.
the keys of Solomon. Yeah.
That's a very ancient, or I should say significant occult text.
Yeah. So this is another thing that it's so cool. I just have to say it's so cool. I wish more of these like authors and creators and like creatives would more openly express how inspired they are
Like him.
by the occult, like him.
I wish they would too.
Because I mean, it's just awesome to hear like somebody who is inspired so much by the occult like say exactly what everything means and exactly what they're inspired by. I wish that would happen more, because so many things so obviously are inspired by the occult,
Right.
but they keep it very occult. They keep it very like hidden,
Yeah,
very like
yeah.
subtle or whatever. But Frank Baum, another thing he said is the Good Witch, Glinda the Good Witch of the North, by the way.
Mm.
She represents Dorothy's divine spark,
Oh,
which is
that's Gnostic.
Gnostic. Yeah, Gnosticism teaches all about like the divine spark and whatever. So,
Which is also Orphism.
uh-huh.
Remember the ashes of the Titans?
Yeah, and
You have the spark of divinity in you.
it's like humanity was created from the ashes of the Titans, right?
Yeah, according to the Orphics. But it's a metaphor. It's just saying
Right.
we all have that piece of the divine.
The
in us.
whole death and
Yeah.
resurrection
It
thing.
all comes from Egypt.
Yeah. Yeah, and I guess there's something to be said about the fact that it almost is kind of like Dorothy goes into the underworld. She goes into Oz.
Yeah, the
which is
dream realm.
It's the dream realm. It is quite literally
It's
the
a dream.
realm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I also find it interesting that like in the movie, things that happened in the dream
Affected,
when she comes back to Kansas, like affected her real life.
right.
Yes.
And before she went, the character she met foreshadowed her dream, which you could say like, well, that's why she dreamed about him that way. But I mean, it's a movie, you know, like that's, I think that's what they're getting at.
Wasn't it the first? I think Wizard of Oz might have been the first movie in color.
It was.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember being a kid and watching it and being like, I hate this movie. It's not in color. And then like,
Then it turns to color when she.
you know
goes
what's
to Oz.
funny? When I was little and I used to watch The Wizard of Oz, I would literally fast forward until it was
Till it
in
got to color?
Yes. I
Yeah.
would literally fast forward. And by the way, I was also definitely afraid of the scene where Toto is taken away.
Yeah.
Dude, I was terrified of the flying monkeys.
By the monkeys, yeah.
I was horrified by them.
Dude, you've got to watch the 1980s Oz spinoff.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't remember what it's. I think it's called Return to Oz.
Yeah.
It's borderline horror.
What?
Dude, I'm gonna show you a trailer later.
Is it a movie?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I watched it as a kid.
There's been a few like spin-off movies. There was the one with James Franco.
That was a cool movie. I think it was just called Oz.
It actually was pretty cool.
Was it called Oz? I liked that movie.
And then there's The Wiz.
The Wiz.
The Wiz.
Yeah, Michael Jackson.
The Wiz is actually
Michael Jackson's
amazing.
In it. Yeah,
Like,
I've actually never seen it.
oh, it's fantastic. It's very corny. It's very cheesy.
I
but,
love
like,
that.
It is awesome.
Dude, so I'm pretty sure it's called Return to Oz. That movie's a freaking fever dream. It starts out with this young girl. I don't even remember her name.
It's already a creepy premise. Like
Yeah.
it's already, I shouldn't say creepy, but like it's already a weird out there premise. The Wizard of Oz in general, but what?
Dude, so it's this young girl. And again, I haven't seen this movie in over 20 years. I was a young child when I watched this.
Came out in the 80s?
It came out in the 80s. Yeah.
Oh my God.
And dude, it's this young girl and she's like having extremely debilitating nightmares. And they like take her to get shock
God.
therapy. And it's like really like twisted. And then she somehow or another goes to Oz. And when she gets
Through
there,
shock therapy? Like she
somehow,
goes
I don't
into a
dude, I
coma?
haven't seen it in like 20 years.
Oh my God.
I don't remember how
dude.
she gets there.
What? the hell?
But what I do remember is when she gets to Oz, it's like a desolate waste, like a wasteland of terror. And there's like these evil statues that are like, that's all I remember from the movie. It was a traumatic movie.
we should just watch that.
We should.
Just for the gags.
Dude, it's bad. It's not actually scary. I mean, it came out over 20 years ago, but it was pretty traumatic to watch as a kid.
Yeah, we should watch that just for the gags.
It's creepy, dude.
Yeah. But so also, I mean, quite possibly the most obvious or one of the most obvious things in The Wizard of Oz, the wizard.
Yeah.
The wizard himself, dude, he's like literally like a little green man. Like
Yeah.
and he plays like he puts on all these many faces and
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like, I feel like there's also before I started doing research, I was thinking like, you know, I was trying to think for myself like what sort of mystical, esoteric stuff could be in here. And I was thinking, you know, it's also very archetypal.
Yeah.
It's very archetypal. Like
the magician.
yeah, he's like the magician or the green man or whatever. You know, it could be said that like the scarecrow is the fool.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't have the brain. So anyway, that's probably a hole worth diving down. But yeah. So like I said earlier, what Frank Baum says the whole significance behind the wizard is he's like this technological or material version of like God.
Mm-hmm.
And he you know, he very explicitly says that it is meant to represent like the Christian God, the God of Judaism, the, you know, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And it's fake in the end.
He's a false god. Yeah.
He's a false god in the end.
Yeah.
And literally, you know, that he kind of serves as the reason why Dorothy discovers that like the true power or whatever is within her. Yeah. After all said and done, you know, the lion gets his courage, the Tin Man gets his heart, the Scarecrow gets his brain. Their quests were found within each one of them.
I love how that's symbolically represented, and like the Tin Man gets a little heart clog.
Yeah.
And the freaking the Scarecrow gets like a college degree.
Yeah.
What does the lion get?
I
I don't remember.
What did he get?
I don't remember.
Did he get like a bow? No. That was
Alex
that
is
was,
on it.
That was the scene where they dressed him up. Dude, he was.
They bowed his hair up.
Yeah, and they curled his hair and everything.
Yeah.
That movie is honestly,
It's great, dude. It's
gold.
great. It stands up.
Yeah, no.
The lion is hilarious in that.
He was always my favorite.
Put him up.
Put him up. Yeah, he was when I was a kid. He was always my favorite. Did you find it?
Yeah, he gets an elixir.
A what? Like a drink?
Yeah, it says a dish of unknown liquid, and he tells him it's courage and to drink it.
Okay, cool.
Liquid courage.
Yeah,
It's
alcohol.
He gets alcohol.
He gets liquor.
He gets liquor.
Yo, dude.
Oh my god. He gets turned. Okay, now the new meme is buff cowardly lion with liquor.
Yeah, dude.
Double fisting liquor.
But dude, Jesus is the lion of the tribe of Judah.
Oh my god. You just busted this wide open, dude.
Do you remember that South Park episode? You didn't watch South Park, did you?
I did. I mean, I didn't watch it a ton. I wasn't allowed to watch it.
Right. I mean, I wasn't either, but my brothers and I we definitely watched it. And so there's this episode where they're showing their like episode storyboarding idea, and they have like no, it's a different episode entirely. I got it confused. They're going down these like little conspiracy rabbit holes, and they're like, his jacket is blue, which is like the color of the sky, which is high up, and they just connect all these dumb things, and then they come up with a conclusion way far away. It's like the lion and Jesus. Like
I don't remember that.
It's an old episode.
Yeah, it's been a very, very long time since I've watched South Park, but
Same.
I love it. It's hilarious. I played the game. What was the game called?
Stick of Truth. And
no, I played
Fractured Butthole.
The Fractured Butthole.
But that's how I felt right then, like connecting the lion and Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, like there's no relation, but
I played the second one. I don't think I played the first one.
Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, I played that one.
The first one's the Stick of Truth.
Yeah.
It'll be great.
So Nick, welcome back.
Yeah, thanks. Sorry, I had to take a pee break.
Yeah,
I had to walk.
It happens.
I had to walk the yellow brick road.
What is it like? Jesus,
I'm sorry. It was easy, but also it was terrible.
Jeez.
What were you saying?
There's this saying. It's like, God, I can't remember. Lee just told me. Shout out Lee, my cousin.
Lee.
Shout out Lee. We just spent like a whole week in Disney World together. He was just telling me how like, you know, it's this employee joke where you use the bathroom on the clock. There's a saying.
Yeah. Boss makes $1, I make a dime. That's why I poop on company time.
Yes.
No
that's what I was going to say.
Thing?
Yes, that's a thing. And you just did that. No,
yeah.
it's fine.
Yeah. Even though we don't make dimes.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Wrong.
Manifestation.
Wrong.
Manifest.
We have made a couple dimes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Off the
Yeah.
YouTube ads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I forgot about that.
Made a couple dimes, yeah.
Yeah.
And Nick just took about half of them.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude. Come on. You can't.
We're going to need a thorough audit of our expenses.
You can't put that on me, dude. We're gonna get an hour by hour breakdown of like how much we should have made in the time that I was peeing.
All right,
Dude,
so
productivity is just way down today.
Yeah.
yeah, where do we want to go from there?
Dude. Smooth.
What do you want to talk about?
Real smooth.
I'm
man.
just breaking the ice, man.
Yeah.
I'm just breaking the ice.
Yeah, that about wraps up.
Cuff me, man.
What? That about wraps up what I had.
Like the Grinch when he committed a crime, he's like, cuff me.
He's like, take me in.
Yeah, take
The
me.
Green Man,
I love
the
the
Grinch.
Grinch.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm a big Grinch guy.
I love the Grinch.
Is that just like one of your
Yeah.
characteristics? That's a thing about Alex.
He loves. Dude, he has
I
Grinch
love
socks.
The Grinch. Yeah.
Not on
Right
him.
now?
Not on him.
Not
It's
on
not
him.
Christmas.
Damn
I
it,
got
dude.
cool socks though.
Yeah, they're pretty swaggy. Mine are Donkey Kong.
That's pretty sick. Mine are NASA.
Donkey Kong.
Mine are NASA, bro.
My sister bought me these. I think.
Epic. Yeah.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's all I had for Wizard of Oz. I did a bunch of research, and we just got really excited.
You know what we should do?
Barreled through all of it.
Let's do a what if. I'm feeling it.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go.
A little surprise.
Dude,
what if?
we have? Dude, we
Damn.
we have a lot.
Yeah, we have a ton.
We should probably next time we get together do a what if episode. We have a lot.
It's about time for a what if
Yeah,
episode,
it is
isn't
about
it?
time.
Since
Oh my
we,
god!
and
The
one
people who are watching to the end of this episode are getting like the most special surprise right now.
Really?
We're about to do a what if.
yeah,
yeah,
dude.
true.
So ever since in that one episode we said like send what ifs to the
DMs.
the DMs.
the
Oh my
podcast
god,
DMs.
we're getting them like crazy. Oh, perfect.
Hang on, Ryan. I will say, I was telling Ryan while you were in the bathroom, I think that this has been my favorite movie episode.
Really?
Yeah.
Because it's the only one he's ever seen.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
Well,
It probably
I mean,
is.
that may be correct. I won't speak to that.
I think it's correct.
No, but I
actually
really
think
Star
enjoyed.
Wars.
Yeah, I actually think it is correct.
It is correct, actually.
You've seen Star Wars, right?
One or two of them.
Yeah, well, there's 9, so
Yeah.
that doesn't really count.
I'm
You haven't
almost
you haven't
there.
seen
And
Star
if you
Wars.
count the ancillary ones, there's more than 9.
Oh yeah, there's like 12
apparently-
or
Yeah.
something.
Apparently, I've only seen the bad ones. Like
are no-
what the Star Wars
There are no
community
bad
is like.
ones.
Those are bad.
There are no bad
Well,
ones.
what the newest one?
Well-
What's the? I don't know what they're called.
I'm not.
Don't you do it.
I'm-
Don't you? You know.
There are
you
some I don't
know
like.
that if you
There are some I don't like.
You
We're not gonna
know-
go there, dude. We're not gonna go there.
It's okay.
you don't do that.
We're not gonna go there,
I love watching people fight each other with crystal
This-
swords.
dude. They literally use crystals to refract
to
the light.
refract the light.
They channeled their
blades.
That
Force
was
energy.
that was a call out. I feel like we missed it last episode.
Well, we talked about
Oh,
it
it
in the
was.
Harry
Yeah,
Potter
yeah,
episode.
yeah.
Remember?
Yeah, but we missed the last episode. I think.
What?
I don't know. Did we do a crystal reference?
Oh, I don't
Oh,
think we did a
shit.
crystal
You're
reference in
lacking,
the last
dude.
one.
Yeah, we're lacking.
I got to keep
man.
you on your game. That's what I'm here for.
How could we? There was definitely a crystal in Wizard of Oz.
She goes to an Emerald City,
Oh yeah, true. I didn't even think
and
about that.
and he has a crystal ball.
I was gonna say the crystal ball.
yeah.
He has the
Okay.
crystal
Check this
ball.
out. This is a great
What
one.
if? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm so excited.
What if all humans are psychic mediums and just don't realize it? For example, instead of channeling spirits, gifted people like Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein channeled high-level math and physics information. Thank you at Avalon Dawn.
Avalon Dawn.
Avalon Dawn.
Thank you very much.
AVALLONDON. Avalon Dawn. I believe that's
That's an
true.
epic
Yeah,
name.
he's
I,
right.
I believe that's totally true. I believe that our conscience or consciousness is a channel.
Rephrase the question for me again. What?
Hold
Say it
on.
one more time. I caught it, but I just want to make sure
All
I
right.
know exactly.
What if all humans are psychic mediums and just don't realize it? For example, instead of channeling spirits, gifted people like Tesla and Einstein just channeled high-level math and physics information.
Oh,
I believe that's totally true.
dude. Totally.
So-
I mean, look at even like what we were. Frank Baum said. The story just came to him.
Yeah.
Like I think that just as easily with math, science, engineering, those kind of things that come to people like that. I believe in the muses in the same way, where the muses have been discussed forever, where musical inspiration will
Would
you'll just
sing to certain people.
you'll
So
just
so
hear a
going
tune,
off
yeah.
of that, what I was going to say, you were talking about Over the Rainbow.
Mhm.
And so when I looked it up, there's also a popular song called Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Somewhere Over the Rainbow was written and sung by a guy named, his nickname is
Yeah, this is the same song.
Same song?
It's the same song.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the way they recorded that song is he woke up in the middle of the night
Yeah.
and
Uh-huh.
called the
producer.
recording studio and was
Yeah.
like, hey, meet me there. And
At
in
like 3
one,
a.m..
in one take, knocked
yep.
it out.
Yep.
So
I
that,
love that
By the
song.
way, do you know like the conspiratorial significance to that song?
Yes. MK Ultra.
no,
Is
I
that what
don't.
you're talking about?
Yes.
You
Yeah.
caught me lacking.
Over the Rainbow, Somewhere Over the Rainbow is like literally used in MK Ultra
Yeah.
to brainwash people.
Yeah.
They use that song. And also it's popularly used in movies to disorient the audience because I saw somewhere somebody said it's like the most disorienting song. And they'll put it over like really violent scenes. And also I read that while MK Ultraing people, and this is obviously like alleged, it's not none of this is confirmed information, but they would show the subjects really horrid, violent, terrible imagery while playing that song. Because the whole idea that the thing that they were trying to brainwash people with was to make them terrified and afraid of these horrible images and make them want to escape over the
Like
rainbow.
fracture their personality.
Fracture their,
And create dissociative identity
altars.
disorder.
Create
Altars
Wow.
through trauma.
Yeah.
So that when they could be triggered through Over the Rainbow, they space out, and it's like the new trained and like hypnotically suggested personality comes out. Yeah, that's called a Manchurian Candidate.
There's also conspiracies that the whole scene with like the poppy field was also used in brainwashing people. Like, dude, that was a really dark part of this research is when it started getting to the conspiratorial stuff.
Yeah.
Like, apparently they would while they're brainwashing these people, they would also essentially dose them with heroin and get them addicted, and then show them the poppy field scene to make them want the heroin. Like, really extremely dark stuff. But anyway, back to the what if thing.
Oh yeah, I believe it's totally true. I think that we're all tuned to that collective consciousness. And I think everybody is born with a very unique channel or frequency. Your soul is its own thing. It's its own unique part of the macrocosm, just like the sun and the earth. They're not the same. They're similar, but they're not the same. But on a spiritual level, they are the same. You know what I mean? And I believe that all of us are tuned into very specific things that we are, meant to be tuned into, if that makes sense. That sounds like it doesn't make sense at all, but
No. I think it totally makes sense. Every time I think about this concept of like pulling stuff out of thin air as like inspiration or the muses or whatever, I think about the fact that like time is like a ball. It's not linear. Time is non-linear. So I've always wondered, like, when you have those moments, is it like an alternate timeline or a parallel timeline or the same timeline overlapping with yours, and you are like receiving that in that instant? Like, I've had many moments. Dude, our theme song was a download. Like, our theme song was something where I was sitting at my desk and I was like, okay, time to write a theme song. And for a while I couldn't really come up with anything. I tried a few things out or whatever. And then all of a sudden I'm talking to Casey. I turned around to talk to Casey to tell her, like, man, I'm really like just blocked. I can't come up with anything for some reason. And like, while I'm talking to her, I heard it in my head and I was like, stop. I have to put this down before I forget it. And I stopped her and turned around and started doing it. So I 100% believe in this.
Well, do you remember how like we all agreed to do a podcast together, and it was like 6 months before we launched, and we toiled for names. We came up with hundreds of names, and you and Casey were at our apartment. You weren't there, you were working. And you and Casey were over, and we had said over 100 names, and suddenly I was like, as a joke, I was like, what about Bledsoe Said So? And we were all like, that's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? I don't know. I just thought about it and thought it was silly and said it. It just kind of came out of nowhere.
You literally like threw that away. You threw it away like a joke. You laughed after you said it.
Yeah.
You're like, what about like Bledsoe Said So? And we were like,
y'all were shocked. Like, that's it.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
That's
literally perfect. That's kind of stuff happens.
I remember when you pitched it to me the next morning. I was driving to work. I remember it. And you called me and you were kind of like hesitant about it. And you're like, hey, I think we figured it out. I think like you were so nervous of what I was going to think about it. And I was like, you said Bledsoe Said So. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah. It's
so
perfect.
I tested the waters and I pitched it to like 10 or 20 people, and every single one of them were like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It was a psychic download.
Yeah.
So
just like the music, just like.
Full disclosure, I fully believe in that. I think it's a thing. You want to do one more?
Sure.
I think we have time for one more, right?
We can make time.
Yeah, work it.
All right, we can make time for it.
These are obviously not.
I'm excited we're doing what ifs. This is like one of my favorite things to do. This is just a little extra surprise that we get to throw in there.
These aren't quite random, because we weren't prepared to do this today.
Oh yeah, sure. It's all good.
I like how the what if format is like meant for us to kind of go out on these like limbs and be like, oh yeah, maybe. But then this question comes on and we're like, no,
yes.
that's right. That's correct.
Check.
Absolutely correct. Yeah.
We're like, yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, someone said Transformers episode. I could do that. Yeah, heck yeah.
Oh my God.
Allspark?
Yo, I was about to say the Allspark. Yeah, we've actually been throwing around a lot of ideas lately. Sonic the Hedgehog, which is like a hilarious meme, but like
I got a good one.
A good what if?
Yeah, but go ahead.
No, we'll save that for the Sonic episode.
All right, here's a good one from UFO Cat at UFO KAT1.
Thanks, UFO Cat.
Thanks, UFO Cat. Love the show, guys. Here, I don't know why I read that part.
And why you read it like that.
I'm just reading the whole.
Love the show, guys.
Well, it was an exclamation mark. I'm just reading the whole text.
Did they really write that?
Yeah.
Thanks, UFO Cat.
Thanks, UFO Cat. Love the show, guys. Here's a what if question for you. What if reincarnation is not linear in time? For example, in this current incarnation, we are paying off debt from a future incarnation. Watch Cloud Atlas.
Whoa.
Cloud Atlas.
Did you end up watching that?
No, but that's what it's about.
Oh. Dude, you know what's funny? That is an amazing question, first of all.
Yeah, it is. It really
and
is.
it kind of sort of halfway relates to the last one that, we were talking about the whole, like, time is not linear.
Yeah.
Which, like, we've scientifically and philosophically proven.
Well, that's what the Ouroboros is. The snake eating his tail.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Time is an eternal, it's like a cycle. Dude, the Hindus 5,000 years ago talked about the 4 seasons of the universe, how it goes through this circle, this wheel.
Oh, yeah. Aren't there, like, the names? There's, like, different ages and there's names of the
and
ages.
Each of them are like thousands and thousands of years. And then it's destroyed and starts over.
Didn't we just start another one? Is it, or are we about
No, one's
to
about
start?
to end.
Okay.
The final one ends in 2025. The Kali Yuga.
Wow.
Which is, that's a good thing. That would mean, if that's true, that would mean we're going to go into a period of like light.
Oh, really?
That would be a good thing.
The Kali Yuga, you're saying the Kali Yuga is the last cycle, and it's considered like
the age of darkness.
Oh.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's a pretty shitty dark place around here for the last few thousand years. I mean, we live in this cushy little, country where we can go to work and come home and have, even at our darkest day, we have a roof over our heads. Dude, there's millions of people out there who live in mud huts, it's a pretty rough time.
No, but I were you about to say something?
Yeah. I mean, you say it like it's a bad thing, but a lot of these millions of people are just extremely happy human beings, and
sure.
And
yeah,
it's almost like being comfortable is a blessing and a curse. It's like there's a lot of people who have a roof over their head and an internet connection and paper to wipe their butt and are just miserable.
Dude, this brings up something crazy I recently learned about.
That's true, for sure.
This brings up something. Do you know about, like, I think his name was Michael Rockefeller?
I know John D. Rockefeller.
This was like one of the sons.
There's a Michael Rothschild, I think. I could be confused. No, I'm sorry. That's David Rothschild.
Yeah, no, who I'm talking about is definitely one of the Rockefellers.
Okay.
So what you just said, like, some of us have a roof over our head, have everything we could want, and have comfort, but we're miserable.
Yeah.
Dude, this is freaking wild. I just recently found out that in, like, the 70s or 80s, it may have even been earlier, but the Rothschild, one of the, not Rothschild. You got me saying Rothschild.
Yeah.
I think it's Michael Rockefeller. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I've got him pulled up here.
It is Michael Rockefeller. So when did this happen? This happened in the 60s. This is so wild. So if you know about the Rockefellers, they're one of the richest families in America's history, probably in the world's history.
One of, yeah.
Yeah. And so Michael Rockefeller, one of the sons of John D. Rockefeller, was like a photographer. He was really into photography, whatever. He went to Africa on like this trip because he wanted to document this tribe of cannibals.
Oh God.
Right. So really wild.
Like that episode of Jackass. Did you see that?
Exactly like that.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it's terrifying. They like drink blood out of a skull.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and they were biting them. Remember, they were biting them. Yeah. That was that Jackass or Wild Boys?
I think it was Wild Boys.
Dude.
But it was people from Jackass.
But this is so wild. It blew my mind. And this is 100% real. You can look it up. Anybody can look it up. Look up Michael Rockefeller. You'll see all of this.
I'm looking at it.
Dude.
Yeah.
Tell me.
Okay. He went to Africa to document this tribe and photograph them and everything. And he spent days with them. He actually had like a great experience with them and whatever. And then he went like rafting. He went boating down this huge river or like a lake or something like that. And it was just him and his second shooter, like his other photographer friend.
Right.
And they got stranded. The motor on their boat, it died. It just completely died. Yeah.
And then they heard banjos.
No, that's not.
Their catamaran overturned, and her name was Renee Wassing.
Their what?
It said catamaran had overturned.
Oh, okay. So
in the Betsj River.
Yeah. So they got stuck there for hours. They were stuck there for 8 to 12 hours, something like that. They're stuck there for a really long time, and then Michael Rockefeller decides to swim to shore. And
In Africa, dude?
in Africa. Wait.
There's piranhas and shit.
But also, yeah, there's
crocodiles.
piranhas. Yeah, there's piranhas.
And crocodiles.
Also, though, they're there to document
I think
a cannibal.
piranhas are in South America.
They're there to document a cannibalistic
Oh,
tribe.
I didn't even mention that part. That's obvious.
Yeah. So
But they're homies.
yeah, I know. But apparently they were. He goes to swim to shore and was never seen again. Was presumed to have been eaten by the cannibals. But here we go. This is where it gets crazy. 2 to 3 years later, they did a follow-up piece going to check and going to check in on that. It was like the maybe 2 or 3 year anniversary of his death, something like that. And they went to follow up and check up on the tribe. And there was a white man among the tribe rowing the boats. And there's a photo. They managed to get one picture of them all, and he's naked, and his hair is shaggy and long, and he's got paint all
Is it
over him.
Rockefeller?
It looks exactly like him.
This guy was from a billionaire family. What's he doing?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying that Alex just said, that like sometimes
He found excitement in his life.
sometimes comfort isn't everything. He was probably raised with a silver spoon, and he just didn't have any value in life or
He's
something.
clearly seeking more if he's going to document a freaking cannibal tribe.
And
You couldn't get me to do that, dude.
exactly. And
It'd make me hungry.
years
I'm just
later
kidding.
years later they went, and there's a white member of the tribe, a single white member of the tribe that looks exactly like him. It honestly, I mean, just deduction, it has to have been him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know how we got there from the
Now we
timeline
should
of
end on
reincarnation.
that dark note.
Why?
I don't know. Sometimes you got to leave a little suspense.
Well, apparently his last words were, "I think I can make it."
Yeah. That's dude. I don't know how we got there from the reincarnation thing, but I've had that independent thought about reincarnation, that like, okay, if time is nonlinear and it's like a ball and we reincarnate, then that doesn't necessarily mean we reincarnate in a linear fashion. If time is nonlinear, then we must reincarnate in a nonlinear fashion.
yeah.
But if that works,
That's
then
what Cloud Atlas is about, man.
that's kind of, is it about that specifically?
Yes, it's about.
Okay, I gotta watch
It's
that.
from like 3 different perspectives. It's like I think it's 3. Again, I haven't seen it. I just watched the trailer, and it's very, I've read about it, and it's about the concept that like it's Tom Hanks.
Yeah.
And man, I can't remember who he stars with.
Isn't it like Halle Berry or something?
It might be.
I don't know.
And
I've seen the trailers
like
too, but
their lives in the past, present, and future are all affecting one another.
even the ones from the future are affecting the past.
I think so.
See, that's
Again,
what
I haven't seen it.
that's a hole. That's a rabbit hole that you could dive so deep on, because like, how would that even work? How would the entire concept of karma work?
You know what does have that concept? Archive 81.
Don't tell me. I'm like halfway through. Don't tell me. Don't tell me anything
It is
more.
Halle Berry.
It is Halle Berry? Okay, I thought so.
It's good.
I'm watching it. I'm watching
It's
it right
not
now.
reincarnation though, but it's
No, I know.
that kind of vibe.
I'm going to finish it.
Yeah.
It's a really cool show.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm cool. I'm really glad that we actually did some what ifs in this
Yeah,
episode.
it's been like
It's
months since we've done one.
Yeah, it's a cool little surprise for you guys.
All right.
For the people who stuck around to the end.
Are we bye?
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more, check out our other videos.
And before you go, don't forget to subscribe. See you next week.
Peace.